So now what about using math, using quantitative techniques to help us understand how humans use language to communicate different types of information and how machines could learn to do the same thing, right? This is again AI. What we want them to do often is be more human-like in their interactions. So let's focus on some of that subtle information we talked about before that can be expressed in language. So intentions, emotions and attitudes, or even identity. And math is again at the heart of the techniques that researchers are using to investigate this. So we have computational tools that are available. For example, scikit-learn is one Python library that's often used to investigate language use by humans so that we can make machines do it. And these computational tools typically rely on machine learning techniques, which are ways of determining an answer, right? Once you have lots of different counts of things, right? So it's a reasoning technique. And these machine learning techniques rely on mathematical knowledge, rely on counts of data that's been processed in a particular way, counts of certain things that maybe have certain transformations done to them before they're fed in to these reasoning techniques that are part of machine learning. And so we're again basically counting things, maybe processing them in a certain way, and reasoning about those counts in principled ways, right? Same thing as before. So what are we counting? And for these kinds of questions about the subtle information in language use, typically what we're counting are constructs, sort of theoretical notions from psychology and linguistics that are very precise. So just to give you a concrete example of this, if we look at it's just 2 minutes away from Hyde Park is something someone says, a psychological construct might be something like, whatever counts as a specific detail in a description. So if you look at this description, the fact that someone says it's 2 minutes away, maybe, in fact it's 2, it's not just it's close by, and from Hyde Park, an actual location, these are implementations of what a specific detail might be, this psychological construct of how specific a detail is. And a linguistic construct maybe is something more about the structure of language, so prepositional phrases like from Hyde Park, right? It's counting things like this. And the counts of these features, right? So typically in this kind of world, the natural language processing world, you're talking about features that you are counting. And these features are what? So here a feature is f of v, the value of that feature, for example. These features are used in mathematical equations that underlie those reasoning processes, the machine learning techniques that are available in common computational tools, like, for example, scikit-learn, right? So it's, again, counting and reasoning, and it's what you're counting that tends to matter.